All right, let's jump right in. We're going to talk about the absolute chaos of live day trading. I mean, how do you even begin to make sense of the market open when everything's moving a million miles an hour? How do you turn that into, well, a system? That's exactly what we're going to unpack.
So picture this. It's right at the market open. Some big news just hit, unemployment claims are way up, and the charts, they're just going ballistic. If you're watching this unfold, your first thought is probably something like this.
Yeah, it's just the speed is absolutely relentless. If you're new to this, it feels like you can't even process what's happening, let alone make a smart decision and actually place a trade. You're squinting at the screen, trying to find some kind of pattern, but the market's just ripping hundreds of points in a few minutes. It's insane. And this is that feeling right before some huge news event is about to drop. There's this tension in the air, of feeling that the market is just coiling up and it's about to absolutely explode. It's not just fast, it's pure chaos waiting to happen.
Which brings us to the big question, right? In a market that feels like a hurricane, how does anyone at all, find a way to be consistently successful? Do you just try to react faster than everyone else? Or is there another way to think about this?
Well, the answer is all about changing your perspective. It's not about outrunning the chaos. It's about building a system, a framework that lets you operate calmly right in the eye of the storm.
And that's the secret sauce. You have to stop trading based on gut feelings or panicked reactions. Real, consistent trading comes from a defined playbook of strategies, a repeatable system you can lean on no matter how crazy things get.
So how big does this playbook need to be? Well, in the system we're looking at, it's all built around just 15 distinct types of trades. Think of it like a mechanic's toolkit. You're not going to use every single wrench on every car, but you have a specific tool ready for a specific job. So let's open up that toolkit and see what's inside. We're going to break down a couple of key plays to really understand how they bring a little bit of order to all that madness. Okay, first up, we've got something called a rejection wick. It's a really powerful visual cue on a chart. So imagine the price tries to drop, but the sellers just can't push it down any further. Buyers jump in, shove the price right back up, and what's left behind is this long tail, or wick. That wick is basically telling a story of a failed attempt. And this is where it gets cool, because you can turn that observation into a repeatable play. Okay, so you see one pushdown fail, then another one. The playbook tells you, hey, after 2 failed attempts, a reversal is looking pretty darn likely. So what do? You set up a buy order just to tick above that recent high, ready to jump on the move the second those sellers finally throw in the towel. And that's the power of it, right? A really long wick means there's a ton of stored up energy. The source material describes it as rocket fire. All that pressure that failed to push the price down is now ready to launch it in the complete opposite direction. It's a fantastic visual for a potential slingshot move. All right, here's another tool from the kit, the divergence trade. This one's a little more subtle. It's when the price on your chart is making a brand new high, but an indicator that measures momentum, like the RSI, is actually getting weaker. It's a total disconnect, a huge red flag that the upward move might be running out of gas. And what's great is that the playbook isn't just one note. You've got totally different approaches. You can be a trend follower, waiting for the price to pull back to a key level, say the midband, which is like a moving average, and then you hop back on in the direction of the trend. Or you can be a counter-trend trader. You look for those extreme moments when the RSI is pegged at, say, 99%, and you sell right into that massive strength, betting that it's just gone way too far.
And this quote, this just nails the mindset you need. A trader with a system isn't on Team Bull or Team Bear. Your loyalty is to the playbook, period. If the system says buy, you buy. If it signals a sell 2 minutes later, you sell. You're loyal to the process, not to a direction.
So knowing all these different plays is one thing. That's the easy part, really. The real challenge, the place where almost everybody struggles, is in the execution. It's all about having the discipline to follow your system every single time. And this is so, so important. You could have the 15 best trading strategies in the world, but they are completely useless if you don't have a strict, almost scientific method for testing them, documenting them, and then executing them without letting your emotions get in the way. There's this great story from the source material about a student who was really impressing his mentors, and the reason was so simple. It wasn't that he was trying to trade everything. Nope, he picked one strategy, and he treated it like a science experiment. And just look at this. This is the guy's actual log. He chose one setup, defined his rules. Okay, a 4-tick profit target, a 12-tick stop loss, and he just did not stray from it, ever. You can see he's logging everything: date, time, what he did, what happened. He even takes the loss right here, you see? He just writes, hit stop loss, and then what happens on the very next trade. He recovers it all just by sticking to the exact same rules. That, right there, is what a method looks like in practice.
And here's the cold, hard truth. The danger isn't taking a losing trade here and there. Your system should account for that. The real danger, the thing that will wreck your account, is deviating from your proven plan. That's when emotion takes the wheel, and that's when you suffer. So let's kind of wrap this all up. How do you go from feeling totally lost in the chaos of the market to a place where you have clarity and, most importantly, consistency?
It really comes down to these 3 steps. First, you just have to accept the reality that the market is chaotic. Second, you build or you find a system, your personal playbook that tells you exactly when to get in and when to get out. And third, the final boss level is mastering the discipline of execution. That's the bridge that turns knowledge into actual profit.
I love this quote because it gets to the heart of it. The opportunity is always there. It's everywhere. But it's not for the people who are just guessing or gambling. It's for the person who has a system that tells them precisely where to click and, just as importantly, when. And that is the ultimate mindset shift, isn't it? Good trading isn't about having some magic crystal ball that predicts the future. It's about probability and precision. It's about having a plan that you've proven works over time, and then just executing that plan flawlessly, over and over and over again. So I'm going to leave you with this final thought. Now that you've seen how a playbook can bring some sanity to all that chaos, what do you think the real challenge is? Is it learning, all 15 different strategies? Or is it finding the rock-solid, unwavering discipline to just follow one of them day